Hello.
Hi.
All right. So we're coming on your screen today and we're going to be talking about how we met and our story. I know people come to me and they're like, "Oh, how the both of you meet?" And instead of us explaining to every single person, we thought that this would be wise to share, our convictions, how we met, how this came about, two young people wanting to get married. How did this happen? And yeah.
Yeah, so the journey started at a friend's house when I saw Margaret for the first time. And she was kind of first.
I don't think that was the first time.
Okay. I knew Margaret through a fellow friend of mine, in a ministry, helping, people to love Jesus Christ more. And that's why I noticed that
And he used
Margaret.
to pick people up, like driving to the event, to the occasion. Yeah.
So that's where I saw Margaret.
My first
But
time.
it was not love at first sight because she was already with somebody else.
Yeah.
And I was already looking at somebody else myself. So like the our path crossing was really not that likely at first.
Yeah.
But God did brought us close. Now, how did He bring us close? We're gonna
Break
explain
it
that,
down.
and
Yeah.
you guys are gonna see how God can work with two young people
Young
who love
people.
Him.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, what next? What happened next year?
So for me, when our paths crossed, I wasn't looking for a relationship because I was already in a relationship. So in that point in my life, I was in a long distance relationship. So to me, I was not looking for anybody or trying to please anybody. I was just myself. I was just myself. I wasn't trying to please anybody or anything. I was just myself. I was thinking about school, thinking about studying, making myself better, improving spiritually, academically. That was what was in my mind. That was my desire. For me, I thought I already found the one. What about you?
For me, I was looking for somebody.
You were in a
I
search.
was in the searching season of
Yeah.
my life.
But even though when you met me, you still felt like I was like, okay, this is a. How did you feel like when you met me? How did you feel when I passed course?
When I passed course, I saw you as someone already taken. So I didn't bother to seek to take you.
Yeah.
I'm not a thief. You have to respect the other person's wishes.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. So what was the first impression when you first met me? What did you, first impressions matter. So what was your first impression?
So my first impression was that this girl was very, very spiritual and loved Jesus Christ so much. You know,
Okay.
she loved God. She prays a lot. She's very respectful. Whenever I give her a ride home, she always say thank you. She even called me sir. She even put respect in my name. So that's one thing I noticed about Margaret that I really, really liked.
Wow. Okay. For me, I just felt like he was a praying brother. I remember there was a time we kind of like had a meeting in my church, and I think my leader as of that time was sharing a story about how he was praying, about how him, so my leader was talking about him, how he used to pray for hours and this and that. I was like, I desire that in my life, but how do you do that in Canada? Do you understand? So when I said, I was like, oh wow. So that was my first impression that you are not just spiritual, but you are consistent. And people can see that you are a consistent person. That was just what I had in mind. That's all.
Okay, that is very, very good. Thanks for saying that. So do you want to fast forward now?
Yeah.
So,
So how did you start talking and building a connection? Connection first.
oh, connection first. So one day I was very, very sick. It was during COVID-19 season, and
So did you have COVID?
I think I went to the doctor and they told me that I had COVID. Yes.
I didn't know. Okay.
So I was sick and I run a children's program called Let's Talk
Talk
About
about
Jesus
Jesus
Children's Program.
training.
So the Holy Spirit told me to ask the children to pray for me on the video, and I obeyed. After the meeting was done, the Holy Spirit then told me again to to upload the video on Facebook, and I obeyed.
Yeah.
Then this lovely lady sent me a message on my DM asking me, Emmanuel, what is this? Can you please explain yourself to
Yeah.
me? You know.
What is
So
what? Oh, sorry. The Facebook. It was about the Facebook message,
what
right?
was the
The Facebook
message?
video.
So I
Video.
explained to her that I
Yeah.
run a children's program, and I explained to her what I do, and I even offered that, oh, if you are willing to join my ministry, please,
Mm,
you are welcome to join my ministry. You know, to
yeah.
help. At that time, I was praying for God to give me somebody to help because the
Yeah.
work was getting more and more bigger. Then God sent her, and she came.
That was the connection. And surprisingly, that was the same time in my life where I had kind of like disconnected from a major source of ministry, from a major ministry where I was active in. I kind of like, I was led to, give it some space and distance. And that was when I was actively looking for a ministry to serve, not just my normal, of course I serve at church as well, but an active ministry to serve apart from my church. And that was how I found that video on Facebook. And funny enough, I don't even go to Facebook. So I'm not active on Facebook. So that was like so rare and random.
So yeah, and after that, we she told me that, oh, Emmanuel, I would like to know more about the ministry before
Yeah.
I
Even know what
commit
I'm doing.
and join. So we met at Tim Hortons and we sat down.
Yeah.
She brought a book and a pen,
I had to understand.
and
Yeah.
I was speaking and she was writing things down, and she was so impressed with what she was hearing,
True, true.
and then she agreed to work with me
Yeah.
in ministry.
Yeah.
Then what happened after that?
So we continued to, I met the children, we continued to interact. The children, of course, had their own opinions. The children, in their mind, they already thought that, okay, this person was bringing somebody that he liked. But one of the things that we tried to put forward was, to separate that, to make sure we are focusing on what we're teaching them, not about our relationship or anything about that. Do you understand? Yeah.
Exactly.
So we kind of like removed all that from their minds, even though at first there was nothing. That's the truth.
There was nothing at
Yeah,
first. It was
there was
just
nothing at
ministry
first. It was really
partners.
just ministry partners. Then
So while we were, working together, I noticed, I had a first impression of Margaret. Now I kept on knowing her more and more. She loves children. I know that she now loves children. She has a servant heart. She loves to learn. And also, she also saw in me that I love to also listen to her advice too. Right?
yeah, yeah,
That's one thing that brought us together, and we kept on working together, and we then started something called the friendship exercise. Can you
yeah,
talk about
yeah.
that?
So I think the friendship exercise is really just it was a platform for us to get to know ourselves better. So we that's what we called it. We just ask ourselves series of questions, or we maybe bring a message and two of us talk about it, and just to know each other's perspective and know how we view life. So we were learning from each other, not just okay about the message, but our perspective, our mindsets. Yeah.
Yeah. So then there was one day I was doing in Winnipeg, and we were doing the friendship exercise, and we had this question. Like it was like list the things that you like about me, or not like, but something that you admire, like a character trait.
Okay.
I was We were talking on the phone back in when I was at Camp Honest. So I listed things that the character traits of her that I really really admire. And then
And I listen.
she also did the same for me as well.
Okay.
That there was what touched the heart. Was what, like, it opened your heart to actually, like, like, I don't want to say what it did for you, but I believe that it opened your heart towards me, right?
Don't even remember.
Okay, it's fine. she, she,
I don't even remember.
Okay, she does not remember, but I do remember that exercise was like the kickstarter for us. And then what happened next was
Oh,
that
you mean that particular question?
that
You noticed a change in my
yes, I did notice a change.
receptiveness to you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Then it was actually during that week that I believe Margaret opened up to me that she that she liked me.
What do you mean by I opened up to you?
I opened up
Were
first.
you not the one that opened up first? So what do you mean by I opened up to you?
We both opened up to each other.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but I did it first. I was chatting, trying to actually we're chatting,
We're chatting, yeah.
but then I asked a very very wise question, or maybe a very very tricky question.
Okay.
I said, "Now that we're friends,
Oh yeah.
yeah, because I was watching Miles Moreau messages about friendship, and he listed categories of friendship.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, oh wow. I said, Margaret, can we move to what we call an intimate friendship?
Intimate friendship, yes.
So because
So I was like, if my intimate friendship, then
like for me, I understood that as a kind of like, let's go deeper. Let's
yeah.
but
And I got that message, but I was like, I can't just go deeper with
I did
anybody.
not see it as a relationship. I still feel like we can be friends, but
No.
but a deeper level of sharing.
Not with male and female.
Not with me and female. So
Feelings will be involved.
so that was that was not my my understanding then.
Okay.
But then she got it in a different way. So then she asked a question. It says, if we become intimate friends, we will
There will be feelings involved.
There will be feelings involved. I said, no. That's not what I meant. I said, but then she kept on pushing that. Are you already having feelings already?
Feelings. I bet you already having feelings already.
Then I said, yes. I opened up because I thought that she was still in a relationship with somebody else. So that's why I didn't want, like I said before, I did not want to steal. Like I'm a guy that respects people and then want them to thrive.
Yeah.
But I just say, but I could not go forward because she was still with somebody. That's why I asked that question about intimate friendship, because I didn't want anything like
okay.
like boyfriend and girlfriend. I just want us to remain friends.
Because there was already that very good connection and very good rapport that we were having, so it made sense. So, can we go deeper? I'm like, what are you saying? Do you mean that we should, like, do you like me that much? That's the question. So that was that point where defining the relationship again, beyond being ministry partners. Yeah, because it's necessary to always define a relationship. It's necessary to always define a relationship. Yeah. So we had to leave that point of just being ministry partners to entering a relationship, and it's always necessary to define a relationship. A switch should not just happen. If a switch just happened like that, it means we're just, what's the name of this word though? What's the name of this word? We would have just been, I forgot the name of the word.
Don't worry about the name of the word.
Anyway,
Let's keep going on
it was
our
important.
story.
It was important for us to define the relationship so that we will not be in a kind of thing and we don't know what it is, and yet there's emotions.
Okay, so the story continues. How? Because I chose in myself based on what I have heard from God, or what I've heard from different teachers, that I don't want to enter a relationship that will not lead to marriage, because that's like a waste of time.
So that's the defining point to the end goal.
Yeah, I don't want to be a boyfriend and girlfriend. I want someone to be my fiance and then my wife. So
Exactly.
I then told this lovely lady here that like we need to go our separate ways, maybe for 2 weeks, no talk, no text. Let us seek God and ask God questions.
You told me. Maybe I told you.
We agreed. Let's say we agreed.
Let's not say we agreed. Let's say the way it is. You came and you asked me. You were like, "Oh, I'm thinking of us getting married, this, and entering into this relationship. What is your response?
Can we say that we agreed? Let's just
No, Emmanuel, let's say it the way it is. What's the point if we don't say it the way it is? That's what people learn. The agreement was that you came to me and proposed. You proposed, oh, okay, can we enter the relationship that will get into marriage? Because that's when many people miss it. So we have to say it the way it is.
But I understand the fact that I said that we should go out. Like I was
You agreed, but I'm the one that initiated it that, oh, can you give me some time to pray?
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He came to me with a proposal. He was like, okay, can we enter into a relationship leading to marriage? I'm like, okay, your proposal is interesting, but I have to go and pray about it. So in that process of praying about it, that's when we agreed that, okay, we're not going to talk for 2 weeks. We'll just go and pray about it. And yeah.
So during that time, I told my pastor because it's good to be open up to your leaders. Pastor, there's this girl that I really, really feel like, oh, I'm gonna get married to. I remember this is 2024. It was back in 2022.
Yeah, I was
2 years
ready that
ago.
all this was happening in different states.
So how could I be ready for marriage when I was 22? It's only by God's grace and God's maturity in my life, and not by anything. So
Yeah.
at that time, it's okay. Let's work towards this. So when the 2 weeks was done and she had prayed and I had prayed, I came back to Winnipeg and we met. I think it was at Superstore.
What do you mean by where I've prayed? Did you pray? Am I the one that was praying? You were convinced already.
But I still need to pray and be more and more convinced.
It was praying that God will help my ass to say yes. That's it, you.
I have to be more and more convinced. So we
Yeah.
met. So
But don't say the place, just say we shall meet.
we met.
We met.
And then she said yes. So like if you guys saw my message, that was the first yes I got. You know, because I think I got 3 yeses, right?
3 yeses. Wow.
But the first is
You're so lucky.
so Margaret said yes to me, and then we decided to become intimate friends, right?
Yeah,
Like
that's the word.
we not call ourselves boyfriend or girlfriend because we wanted it to be different. So we were intimate friends, but we are not officially into courtship yet.
Yeah. And also I had to tell him that, oh, I'm not in a relationship anymore. There's nobody. I had to make that clear. Even from before the 2 weeks prayer, I had to make that clear that, oh, there is nobody. Yeah.
So then there was me, and then we began to talk a lot, read books, pray
Yeah.
together.
Really invest in materials.
We even went to to watch a hockey game, go to the library, read together, record podcast together. Like
Yeah.
those 2 years was a time to get to know more about ourselves more.
Yes.
And when we entered the new year, we met our pastor and we officially went into courtship, and here we are today.
Yeah.
So and we are very, very grateful.
Very.
So is there anything you want to add?